tapos biglang si Matibag, ako, ipupusta ko sa inyo, si Matibag, sasabihin niyan, may assassin.
I think it's a little sad, primarily because to me, it looks like a diversionary tactic. It
Yan.
looks like linilihis yung ating attention dun sa mas mahalagang bagay.
Ayan, heto na nga. Pag-usapan natin itong si Malutikia na sinabi ni Malutikia na useless talaga yung mga witness ng prosecutors. Okay? Atin pong pakinggan at i-analyze at sang-ayon naman tayo dito sa mga opinion nitong si Malutikia. Useless itong mga witness ng prosecutors kasi po meron na po silang mga meron na imagine that one niwi-withdraw nila yung mga ang daming witness na wini-withdraw nila. Ibig sabihin, yung grave trust issue wala na. Palpak. Okay? At kung lalo silang magpapalabas ng mga witness, lalong pumapalpak sila. O yan. Abangan po natin itong kay Malutikia. At ito, pangalawa nating pag-usapan ay itong dating senador na si Nicky Cositeng ay sinabi niya, obvious na panlilihis po ang ginagawa ng administrasyon ngayon. Bakit tayo nakatutok dito sa impeachment? At naniniwala po itong si Nicky Cositeng na si BP Sara is a victim, no? Dito sa political rivalry, parang binibinay nga siya di ba? Binibinay si BP Sara. So maganda ito, pakinggan nyo itong si Nicky Cositeng kasi ito naman neutral naman ito hindi naman ito maka Duterte, hindi naman ito maka Marcos, pero ang punto niya nililihis ang issue, ang tunay na issue, flood control scandal. Ito pakinggan natin. Pero bago ang lahat guys, no? Paki-like, paki-share naman itong video natin para kakalat ito sa taong bayan. At sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe dito sa Donmar TV, mag-subscribe na kayo kasi libre lang po ang mag-subscribe, walang bayad yan. So pindutin nyo na yung subscribe button, i-click nyo na yung notification bell, at i-click nyo na yung all para ma-notify kayo kung meron tayong breaking news at trending na balita. Okay? So, wala muna tayong batian ngayon. No? So, without further ado, uunahin muna natin itong si Professor Malu Tikia. Ayan, pakinggan po natin.
Dito po sa mga pangyayari, no, isama na natin yung mga previous pa sa pag-iimbestiga. Wala ba o andyan yung kamay ng Pangulo dito sa mga pangyayari laban sa pangalawang Pangulo?
Ako, naniniwala ako, kasama siya sa pagpaplano. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng gumalaw ang mga ehensyang ganito kung hindi nag-order at hindi pinagplanuhan. Hindi mo masasabi na biglaan ito kasi 2 beses na nag-attempt Hindi mo rin masasabi na hindi ma-acquit si BP kasi kahit yung threshold gustong tanungin. So makikita
Kahit
natin
kasi
at
matibag
nakakatawa hindi ko alam
Kontrolado
kung
yan
sino
ni BBM.
nag-a-advise sa kanya.
Yan. Yan ang yung
Political
highlights.
analyst na si Professor Malu Tikia makakasama po natin para pag-usapan ito at iba pang mga issue ng ating lipunan. Prof, magandang gabi. Admar Villando po inyong makakasama.
Hi, Admar. Magandang gabi. Magandang gabi sa mga nanonood at nakikinig.
Opo, ito po ba ay nataon lang o itinaon? Ano ba? Halata na ba masyado? Prof?
Super obvious. Hoy, may ads. Teka muna. Next natin. Next. Skip.
Talagang tinaon yan. Para yung kay Marcoleta All of a sudden, nagkaroon ng... what are the chances na you will be arrested at the start of the impeachment? Ito, what are the chances that the former Senate President, whom they ousted illegally, will now be the subject of a investigation that something happened 7 years ago. So, makikita mo na talaga naghahanap kung ikaw ay kritiko ng administrasyon na meron kang bahid, yung bahid lang hindi pa dumi. Talagang pipilitin nila at pipilitin na magkaroon ng kwento at imbestigahan.
Tsaka yung sinasabing bakit mo pa isa sa publiko ito, una sa lahat, inabsuelto na nila agad si Secretary Vince Dizon. So yung pagiging mabigat nito para banggitin talaga sa publiko na dapat imbestigahan, parang andun po ba or wala na kailangan talaga ibuyangyang doon at parang may involved kasi itong issue na ito na naging issue na ito dati pa, no, at nakaladkad yung pangalan ni Senador Alan Peter Cayetano. So kumbaga hindi mo talaga maihihiwalay yung pangalan ni Senador Alan Peter Cayetano sa 2019 SEA Games. Ito po yung nangyari na sa kasagsagan ng impeachment trial at sa nakatakda niyang pagwi-witness at nung mapitik siya dahil doon sa parang bad taste yung pag-request niya na baka pwede akong unahin na maging witness, Prof.
Tama yun, no? Ang dapat maintindihan ng public, kaya siya naging chair niya dahil DFA secretary siya. At ang treatment ng DFA noon, na ito'y isang international event na
proud pa nga
kailangan
tayo
ng
dun,
DFA ang maging nagli-lead ng effort. Ngayon, yung ginagawa nila na i-release publicly, pwede ka namang mag-imbestiga na hindi mo sinasa publiko yung intent mo na iimbestigahan. Saan napunta na yung
si
equal
Matibag?
protection, no? Dapat yan, tahimik nilang ginagawa at kung investigative phase pa, para rin yan yung sinabi na mag-iimbestiga kami pero ilang buwan na dun sa mga
halatang sinadya
mga involved sa flood control na minsan magpapile ng kaso, minsan nasa investigation phase pa. So makikita mo talaga weaponize ang ginagawa ng
ang
mga
flood control, sila yung
ahensya ng
matatamaan.
gobyerno laban sa kritiko.
Opo, kumbaga may sort of messaging dito na, ito yung gagawin ko mag-ingat ka. Parang yung chilling effect, Prof, parang ganito yung nagiging ito yung nagiging trend ngayon sa gobyerno na magpapalabas sila, magpe-press con sila, bibigay sila ng pahayag sa publiko, lalo na doon sa mga issue na halimbawa doon po sa pagkakaroon ng majority, doon sa pagpapalit ng liderato. Bigla na lang natin naririnig ng mga ganito o biglang galing sa pagiging hinog na, magpa-file na, tapos nung paglipat medyo naging hilaw na ulit. Parang ganito rin, Prof.
Pero alam mo, yung dun sa lumipat, may sword of Damocles na nakahanga. Kasi nagsalita ngayon na hindi ibig sabihin na lumipat ka, wala na yung kaso mo. So kung hindi ka susunod, kung magiging independent-minded ka, wala. Talagang kikikilin at talagang ilalagay ka sa lugar. Makikita mo yun na de-decimate na yung yung opposition sa Senado and yet tama dun si Senator Pia Cayetano yung sinabi niyang I will stand for you. Anyone who is being harassed, I will stand for you. I was expecting a reaction but the majority was very quiet. So makikita mo yung impact ng pangingialam ng Malacanang sa Senado. Idadagdag ko rin, Admar, makikita mo yung kumpas. Kunyari, mag-a-announce yung si Matibag, makikita mo, sasaluhin ng spokes. Tapos lalabas yung PR sa mainstream media. Tapos makikita mo, malaki ang buzz dahil yung kanilang troll na either offensive or defensive, talagang maglalabas at mag-share niya mga kwentong yan. So talaga may kumpas. At yung kumpas na yon, talagang makikita mo, kung hindi ka susunod, talagang iipiting ka.
Opo, dito naman tayo sa impeachment po, no? Lumalabas po sa inyong survey, pati sa ibang survey, na natiling mataas ang presidente na ngayon ay nasa impeachment trial na humaharap sa akusasyon ng betrayal of public trust. Parang hindi tumutugma, Prof.
Ads.
How do I look?
Looks fine.
Skip.
Mm. Alam mo, hindi naman kami nag-uusap yung mga survey firms, iba-iba yung methodology namin, pero makikita mo what the trend that sticks out is siya pa rin, si BP Sara pa rin ang most trusted,
Correct. Di
most
nagbabago.
approved, di ba? Tapos yung presidente na kung saan siya ang kumukumpas ng lahat ng ganito, ay makita mo talagang dumadaos-os. So, dapat siguro tingnan nila yung public opinion dahil 4 na taon nang talagang pinipiga si si Vice Presidente Duterte, at sila ang may hawak ng lahat ng makinarya. Whether police, whether NBI, whether ahensya ng gobyerno, talagang pag nagustuhan nila, sige. Pero makikita mo nga yung in reverse, ano yung opinion ng taong bayan. At doon lumalabas na makikita mo, despite of what is
Ayan, no?
happening, hindi
Plus 29.
dumadaos-os ng malaki si Vice Presidente Duterte na ini-expect ng lahat because bugbog na nga, bababa na.
Opo. Dito po sa impeachment ngayon ng pangalawang pangulo, naging even na po ba yung at least ngayon makakapagbigay na ng pahayag ang depensa kumpara dati? Nakikita nyo kasi dati talagang one-sided yung naririnig natin kasi pinili po ng pangalawang pangulo na hindi humarap kasi ano na parang meron ng conclusion talaga doon sa Kamara, sa investigasyon. Tapos, yet mataas pa rin yung kanyang rating, pinakamataas pa rin po. Ngayon na merong impeachment trial na nabibigyan na sila ng pagkakataon na makapagsalita, do you think na makakabawi na ito? Kasi alam natin, tanggapin natin na meron talagang pagbaba din sa ano ng pangalawang pangulo along the way. Kumbaga may epekto din yung mga paninira sa kanya, though siya pa rin yung pinakamataas. Pero ngayon na pantay na, makakapagbigay na ng pahayag ang depensa na panig sa pangalawang pangulo, naasahan niyo po ba na tataas itong kanya pong rating?
Well, depende siguro kasi makikita mo ang prosecution talagang after every impeachment court hearing, sinasabayan nila ng press conference. At dun sa press conference, pag kinumpir mo yung nangyari sa hearing, magkaiba. Dun sa press conference, nagko-conclusion na sila. Wala pa namang conclusion sa trial. So, makikita mo yung paggamit ng propaganda sa press conference at yung ebidensya. Makikita natin sa charge number 4, wala ako sa pag-assess ko dun sa nangyari, doon sa digital forensic, hindi naman siya expert. So makikita mo, mali nga yung sinabi niya na galing sa Meta yung video. Hindi naman tama yon. Ang video ay nangyari sa Zoom, no? So anything na pag hinanap mo yung original, sa Zoom ka pumunta. Tama? Pangalawa, wala siyang personal knowledge dun sa nangyari. Na tingnan lang niya. At nung in-interview niya yung mga randomly, yung mga naandun, 42 people were there, hindi consistent yung pagtatanong niya. Yun namang si Attorney Lotok, ang daming, ngayon lang ako nakakita na NBI na hindi masino sa typographical error. May typo error sa PINA, may typo error sa affidavit. Tapos nung tinanong siya, ang investigation lang niya kay BP. Hindi niya tiningnan yung allegedly yung 3. Wala namang complaint yung 3. So sa akin, ang suma total ko, napakahina ng 2 witnesses. Ang
Correct.
problema, Admar, hindi naman yung sistema na pinagsang-ayunan ng 2 parties, tatapusan muna si prosecution doon sa 4 bago papasok si defense ng kanilang evidence. So yung nagagawa lang, nagre-rebut lang sila, nagka-counter sila, pero hindi sila nag-o-offer pa ng evidence. Kaya yung kunyari dyan sa grave threat, ipopospone mo muna ang iyong judgment, matapos yung apat, tapos magpe-present si defense ng kanilang evidence or witness, no? Telling yung hindi pagtawag kay Yusek Lopez at saka dun sa Sergeant at Arms ng House, yung nagsabi kay Yusek Lopez na ililipat siya sa Women's Correctional. Nagtaka ako bakit inalaw nila ng withdrawal, no? Kasi si Yusek Lopez was a hostile witness. So hindi ka lang basta naglilista doon tapos only to say na dahil sa redundancy, surplusage, hindi na namin siya
Halata na
tatawagan.
kasi.
Hostile witness nga eh, kaya nakakapagtaka. Pero ganun yung takbo, tapos biglang si Matibag, ako, ipupusta ko sa inyo, si Matibag, sasabihin niyan, may assassin. May kinontract na assassin, pero hindi niya masasabi dahil national security. So ano yon? Propaganda. So, kung
Halata.
naghahanap tayo ng evidence at gusto natin maging patas sa issue ng grave threat, na ang grave threat naman ay hindi impeachable,
Correct.
mahina yung Article 4, no? Kaya tingnan natin, pag-usad nito, critical yung pinag-usapan na magdedebate sa Lunes tungkol dun sa BIR, sa SALN at sa AMLA, kasi yung kung ano man ang decision ng impeachment court, dun tatayo yung tatlong charges pa na naiiwan.
Opo, doon po sa pagbawi ng marami, parang 6 o mahigit pa na mga witness.
Yan. Delete natin. Next ang ads.
Para po sa messaging po, negatibo ba yon sa lalo na sa panig ng prose? Kasi kung iisipin mo, napakahaba na nitong pinanggalingan nitong impeachment na ito, nanggaling pa ito doon sa Kamara, ang dami na nila. So kumbaga, dapat kung iisipin mo kung gano'n katagal, napaghandaan na nito, lalo na yung pagpili ng mga magiging testigo, tapos at the end, sasabihin mo lang na redundant. Hindi ba nila naisip yun along the way? Kung same lang din naman yung sasabihin or ipupunto nila, napakarami nilang mga abogado.
Correct.
O sadyang pang-bluff lang ito dahil para magmukha na, napakaraming mga testigo laban sa pangalawang pangulo.
Ako ang tawag ko doon, propaganda eh. Biro mo mag-submit ka ng listahan, let's say ang total na listahan doon 20, tapos aalisin mo yung dalawa lang ang narinig.
Correct.
At doon sa dalawa, paikot-ikot, no? So, ako, talagang pinopaganda nila. Tama ka doon sa sinabi mo, ba't hindi pinaghandaan ng tama, considering second time na ito. Makikita rin natin dyan doon sa issue ng SALN, BIR at saka AMLA, ano ba talagang hinahanap nyo? Kasi tama rin naman ang defense nung sinabi na, oo, inallege nyo yan, pero wala naman kayo naka-attach na evidence. So, fishing expedition ba itong gagawin? Parang ganun rin yun dun sa dun sa charge ng grave threat. Linista, tapos, okay na yan, na-prove na. Wala namang na-prove kasi yung dalawa, kung susumahin mo, walang personal knowledge eh. So kung wala kang personal knowledge at ginawa mong witness, mahina yung charge na grave threat. Considering na ang sabi nila, yun ang pinakamatibay at doon maluluhod si Vice Presidente Duterte. Alam mo, nakakatawa doon sa, kaya nila inunayaan kasi gusto nilang i-establish yung karakter ni Vice Presidente. Ano yung karakter? That she is not fit to hold office. So sa simula pa lang, yun kaagad ang linagay nila kasi mapapahiya si Vice Presidente. Ibiro mo, hindi ako nag-agree na dapat ipalabas yung video. Kasi every time mong nakikita, nare-remind ang tao dun sa nangyari, pero dahil hindi kinuha yung kanilang hostile witness, hindi alam ng tao. Ano ba nangyari? Ba't ba nagalit si Bisi? Kasi kung nag-appear doon si Yusek Lopez, malalaman, kaya pala nagalit dahil doon.
Correct.
Kasi ngayon lahat na ang conclusion, ay may Romanov pala, ay may ganito. Hindi naman yun ang punot dulo. No,
Correct.
may tinatawag sa law yung
Naggamot-gamot na eh.
res mensa na ibig sabihin yung intent. Na-establish ba ng prosecution yung intent ni BP doon sa grave threat? Kasi kailangan natin lagyan ng konteksto kasi kung walang konteksto, ang dating sa tao, uy, hindi talaga pwede si BP maging presidente. Uy, hindi siya pwede talaga maging leader kasi tinan mo, mainitin ng ulo. Yun kaagad eh. So it tries to shape the impeachment process with that character defining moment na sa prosecution, she cannot be a leader. Pero mo that conclusion was even made in the impeachment court. But that is not an impeachable offense. Yung bang karakter ng tao, impeachable? Hindi. Pero merong linya na sinabi na she is not fit for office. Her character shows that yung anger, yung gigil na gigil, di ba? Yung mere utterances. Sabi ko, wow, mere utterances is impeachable? Pero kung linagyan mo ng kwento, ano ba yung konteksto? Maiintindihan ng tao, kaya nagsalita ng ganun si BP.
Opo. And doon din sa impeachment trial kamakailan ay nabulgar din yung pagiging selective po, no? Same na video, same na pahayag ng Pangulo, pero yung isang part lang yung kanilang pinaniwalaan na sinasabing, bakit ka naniwala? Dahil doon sa pag-deliver. Pero same lang din naman yung klase ng pag-deliver niya nung nagkaroon siya ng aligasyon, lalo na sa issue ng corruption sa ilang mga opisyal ng gobyerno, pero hindi sila naniwala doon. Pwede ba yun, Prof?
Tapos ang sinabi pa ng witness, there's a pattern. Yung pupugutin ng ulo, there's a pattern. Of what? Of grave threat? 'Di ba? Kaya sabi ko, masyadong propaganda ang ginawa. Patuloy na yinuyurakan si Vice Presidente at patuloy nilang linalagay siya sa sitwasyon na kung ang huhusga lang naman itong dalawang ito. You can say that the character of the Vice President is such, but coming from these two people,
Correct.
maling-mali yun. Kaya sabi ko, parang hindi naman yata tama itong ginawa nitong dalawa kasi yung isa, walang personal knowledge. Yung isa, mali-mali. So, hindi mo alam which is which. So, ano yung evidence doon? Yung evidence is the mere utterances and the pattern of behavior. Hindi naman siya psychologist to say that.
Correct.
So, again, it boils down to the imagery of the Vice President being questioned because of her utterances. And that is character defining.
Opo.
Hindi naman, di ba? Hindi naman impeachable yung character.
So, yan yung analysis ni Malutikia. Obvious na itong dalawang witness, no? Wala pa naman si Matibag. Ito pang dalawa, si Lotok, no? At yung isa, kalimutan ko yung pangalan ng isa eh. Alam nyo, si Kalilong, Alata na bias. Bias na bias talaga. Kahit bali-baliktarin mo, bias yung style nila. Imagine that one. Para lang ma-impeach si BP Sara, yung sinabi lang ni BP Sara ang kanilang iniimbestigahan, pero yung mga issue na si VP Sara ay may banta rin, binabaliwala lang nila. Di ba? So, maganda itong point of view ni Malutikia. Ngayon naman, sa pangalawang natin ay ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na itong si ex-Senator Nikki Cositeng ay nagsalita na po, no, patungkol dito sa issue ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa trial na ito rin maganda ring pakinggan ito yung kanyang opinion, no. Kasi may alam ito sa history rin. Tingnan natin kung magiging bias ba to o ano. Anong pananaw niya dito sa impeachment ni VP Sara?
Thank you, Rico, for inviting me, considering that I am not a sitting member
Dating
anymore.
senador ito, ha?
Yes,
The
but of
Senate.
course your experiences with an impeachment trial that took place 26 years ago.
Yeah, we're
how would-
concentrating on this one, or
no, but I would like to ask you now, Sen Nikki, what are your first impressions on the first few days of this impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte?
I'd rather look at the bigger picture. I mean, the first few days is, well, the prosecution and the defense will have to, put out their own declarations. And however, the impeachment as an event for our country, I think it's a little sad, primarily because to me, it looks like a diversionary tactic.
Yan.
It looks like linilihis yung ating attention dun sa mas mahalagang bagay. There's
The
so many
flood
things
control.
going on, not just in the country, but throughout the world. You
Ayan,
have
sa pool.
US, Israel versus Iran war. You have extreme poverty that we see with our eyes. Of course, it's not to say that many people have improved their lives because they're working overseas or they put up small businesses from profits from their overseas relatives, But still, by and large, it's a sense of hopelessness and helplessness. It's anger, it's frustration, and it's the inability to do something because they can't or they feel straitjacketed. Okay, so para malihis yung usapan sa mga ganyan, we have now a circus that comes to town.
But Senator Nikki, this impeachment trial only takes up 3 days during the week, and the remaining 2 days
Is
will be
everybody
taken care.
everybody talking about it, wasting their time talking about
But,
it.
I mean, laws, bills that involve the public good, the economy, problems of the country. So,
I'm
don't you
not
think
sure.
that it has
I'm not
that it's
sure.
divided between the impeachment trial and issues that need to be addressed by our lawmakers?
Yeah, but fundamentally, the issue that we are trying to address is the issue of corruption.
Yan.
So we are now in a situation where we are accusing a
Is the Bible a
Maganda,
mystery to you?
At least
The
yung
Bible
analysis
cannot be
ni
read like any other
Nikki
book.
Cositeng
It is a
ay
public.
ang kanyang narrative is itong administrasyong Marcos nililihis sa ibang issue. Nililihis nila sa impeachment kasi po nakakahiya po yung flood control. Na yun sana dapat ang unahin nating imbestigahan.
Official of such,
A sitting vice
a
president.
sitting vice president, and foregoing the rest of, to me, of whom are equally, if not more, guilty.
Yeah.
Violating the same rules that she is supposed to have violated. So I find that this is also sad, another reason why, because we're driving a wedge, we're dividing the people. Pro Duterte ka ba o pro Marcos?
Correct.
If you say one thing, inclined to supporting Marcos, oh, you're anti-Duterte. And that's bad as far as they're concerned. If you say one little thing, inclined to support
Divided
the position
talaga.
of the vice president, then, oh, you're anti-Duterte. You're not gonna win the next elections. Parang, bakit ka ganyan? So, why are we dividing the people when, to begin with, the Marcos-Duterte ticket was supposed to unify an already divided citizenry at that time?
So, Sen Nikki, is this impeachment trial politically motivated? Is it all about bringing down the vice president so she cannot run for the presidency in 2028? Or is it all about accountability, transparency, and fighting corruption?
Well, if that's the case, then we have to file cases against, oh my God, a couple of hundred people. And how long is it going to take? Diba? Kasi if you're fighting corruption, let's go back. Let's go back. Not even the centuries back, the decades back. Let's just go back
Correct.
at what actually triggered this. You have the ghost projects. But remember, that's only ghost projects involving flood control projects, involving the DPWH. You're not even putting into that big basket the Bureau of Customs, the BIR, the Department of Education, Transportation, Health, etc. Go down the line. Even the small LTO, maybe the PNP, maybe the Armed Forces, the Office of the President, you gotta open the whole can of worms, right? So if it is corruption we are against, then the impeachment is such a huge cataclysmic, endeavor, and for one person, right? But there are others, even other persons, just one of them, that maybe involve 100 times more than that one person that we are focusing this cataclysmic event on.
So is she being used as an example?
Yeah, kasi pag example yan, yung impeachment kasi that's different from just a matter of corruption. If it's corruption, you can charge them tomorrow and get it over and done with in a couple of days or weeks or whatever. It's maliwanag, sino ba at magkano ba. So I don't even want to deal with the facts and figures because sometimes they're distorted, sometimes they're plus and minus here and there. But whatever she is being accused of in terms of money, there must be somebody else that could be accused of by even just 5 pesos more. And it's still more than what she's being accused of, right? But that does not mean impeachment. Kasi yung impeachment, that's a totally different thing altogether. Eh.
So you're saying then, Sen. Nikki, that just keep the status quo, no impeachment trial, and let the people decide in 2028 who they want to be the next president.
Kasi I think there's many things now involved. Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is, does the president not have intelligence funds
Himself? Yeah, in the billions of pesos. Is it more or less than the vice president's? Why is he not being investigated? And it seems like
So,
precisely
unfair.
this impeachment
Si Sara lang
case is now a tactic para malihis ang usapan at wag na natin pag-usapan yung mga trillions. Palagay ko hindi more than just 1 trillion yan eh. 'Di ba? Kung titingnan natin lahat. If we are going to dig deep into it, it's more than just 1 trillion.
But there was already a move in the lower house, Sen. Nikki, to also impeach President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., but it did not move forward. But this one of the vice president is now where it's at.
If the impeachment against the president did not move forward, does it mean that he is cleared of whatever he had done with the intelligence funds, assuming that we're just discussing intelligence funds?
Or maybe even the flood control projects.
Yes, because these are other
Or
things.
the allocation of budgets in the 2024-2025, which they say was the most corrupt in Philippine history.
And what are they going to say now about the 2026? I mean, I remember there was a contractor that told me, ma'am, talagang alam namin yan eh. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi sabi sa amin, ito yung project ilagay sa budget, pero wag nyo na gawin yan. Para next year, meron na namang ulit allocation. Next year, meron na namang ulit allocation. So it's a grand plan. It's a grand design. And let's not talk about just the crime or the violation committed, right? Think of how many people's lives are on the line. Ilang tao sa ospital na walang pera dahil hindi maoperahan, mamamatay, etc. So many other consequences of all of this, in all the different agencies and departments of government.
So, Nikki, let's try to make some comparisons here between this impeachment trial for sitting vice president and in 26 years ago, a sitting president, which was a historic impeachment trial. Do you see any differences, and how different was it then and comparing it to today?
Oh, it was different then. I think the personalities that are involved, number one, are completely different. The composition of the Senate then and now were also different. I think the issues at hand are also different. I remember, 26 years ago, I hardly remember. I do not remember very much, but I remember it was very controversial. it was also quite emotional because the president was enjoying a rather popular, what do you call this, approval rating, that time. Second, the articles of impeachment were very clearly spelled out. I believe there were 4 or 5 articles of impeachment, I can't recall now, that were easily spelled out, the basis of this impeachment trial. So when items came in that were not part of that, the articles of impeachment that were brought forward as the reason for this trial, I remember it was Justice Davide. He came to the Senate and I asked him a question. Are you supposed to include in this particular trial other materials that were not originally in the
Right. Yeah.
impeachment issues?
And you voted against
Yes.
opening the second envelope.
That was never part of that impeachment. That second envelope was not part of the 4 articles.
So
And
would,
because that was a, what they call is the word that I received directly from Chief Justice Davide.
so
Then
would you?
we voted, I voted for that.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with ERAP is guilty or not guilty. Wala yon. That envelope should be a process, as far as I was concerned then, a process of another process. Don't include that in this. Because dito maliwanag yung dahilan kung bakit nyo ini-impeach si ERAP. Dadagdagan, sasabihin nyo, meron dito, may crime dito, may murder, may estafa, hindi pwede ganon. These are the reason, even if I file a case against you for estafa, and it's 100 million pesos, the minute the trial goes on, I cannot now say, include natin yung murder, yung kidnapping, yung arson. Hindi ko pwede gawin yon, hindi ba?
So Senator
So,
Nikki,
yun.
you voted not to open the
Yes.
second envelope.
Yes.
26 years later,
On these
would you
grounds.
still, on these grounds, would you still stand by that vote?
The law, I think, has not changed.
Ayan. Next natin.
For just $67,
Grabe naman yung
you can
ads na
generate
yan.
as many videos
Next
as you
natin.
want and never have to worry about
Pasensya
showing
na kayo.
your face on camera or using complex editing tools. With only a few clicks,
Changed. Unless it has changed within those 26 years. Because it's just a simple case. Pag ikaw kinasuhan ko, di ba? Pag ikaw kinasuhan ko ng estafa at nandyan na yung hearing, hindi pwedeng lahat ng kasalanan na maiisip mo, idadagdag ko dyan. Hindi. You
Correct.
file another case for those other crimes that you say I committed. But don't lump it all in this one trial.
Yeah.
That is just
So
my
you would stand
simple-
by your vote?
Yeah, that was my simple vote.
You
I could have been shot, I could have been killed, I could have been sued, I could have been jailed, I could have been, crucified, whatever. But the usapan was, wala yon dun sa 4 na articles of impeachment. That's the whole thing that only resonates in my mind. The other partisan, emotional, ERAP ka ba o hindi? No. It just so happens that it benefited President Estrada. I'm not saying he's not guilty of all of those. I'm not saying that. The issue is, are you going to include it? Because it was not included in the articles of impeachment. Basically, that was my basic, simple-minded, non-lawyer understanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bottom line, you stood by your principles
Well,
26 years ago.
That was how I felt then. That's how I feel now. So now I'm just saying that considering the other concrete objective conditions that prevail in our country today, to me, the impeachment is not a it's not of primary importance. Basically, that's just how I feel. And it's got nothing to do with whether I'm pro Sara or pro Marcos. Wag na natin pag-usapan yon. Because that opinion, wala na. Now they're coming out with all kinds of names. Pink Lawans, Dilawans, all these Lawans and whatever. I said, what's all this? Number 1, corruption. What is the president? What has the president done, been? How does he look like? The vice president, the members of the House, the members of the Senate, we're blowing a ton of dynamite on our own institutions. And it's sad because I was a member of that institution.
Alright.
And I feel a deep sense of regret. I was in the anti-Marcos movement way before Marcos Jr. even was involved in any kind of political activity, right? Marcos and I ran under the same ticket, under Ambassador Danilo Juanco when he ran for president. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was in our same ticket because the NPC was really a broad coalition of many different parties, most of whom were pro-Marcos. Most of whom were pro-Marcos. I mean, I was maybe just one of the anti-Marcos persons. But what I felt then against Marcos Sr., what we went through, and up to now against Marcos Jr., I have been very consistent.
We've been having a very lively conversation even during the break. So, Senator Nikki, this impeachment trial could take several months
For years.
or even years, all the way up to maybe before the May 2028 presidential elections.
If it will happen.
If it will happen. If she's not impeached, could this backfire on the Marcos administration? Because it will look like that the Vice President, Sara Duterte, is a political victim.
Well, I think as by now, she's already looked upon as a political victim, from the issues of her, that things that happened to her dad, and up to now, that's the way she looks. I mean, of course, now they're trying to focus on she's mataray, matapang, or she's a sangano, or whatever it is. Because remember, each of the sides, there are two sides of this coin. On one side, the administration would like to portray Vice President Duterte as a no good, good for nothing, ugly, I mean, this is just a dirty, bad, disgusting person. I mean, that is the goal. And maybe they are succeeding in their whatever strategies, whatever their procedures are. Maybe this is what they can claim, that they are successfully, we're able to, put her in this light.
And unearth the dirty linen, the
whatever,
skeletons on the so-called closet.
Yeah, because you're putting it all, for the public to see.
And could basically hurt her popularity
yes,
ratings
yes.
in the run-up to May 2028.
Well, that's the goal, right? So on the other hand, the defense will now project what documents she has, what the Commission on Audit has found, whatever, etc. And that's their side, right? Now, the public is now given these, matters to not think about what the essentials really are. I mentioned earlier the U.S.-Israel versus Iran war. I think the impact of that, not just on us, but on the world, will be far more long-lasting than the impact of the pandemic. And now we hear that statistics for COVID are up, in Quezon City at least, and in many other places. In Hong Kong, I think the COVID statistics are up.
Ayan, so, maganda yung opinion ni Nikki Cositeng, no, na sa tingin niya ay in general nililihis ng administrasyon ang usaping flood control scandal because ang administrasyon Marcos Jr. is known for corruption. Ang issue. Okay? Corruption talaga. Itong administrasyong Marcos talagang pagsabihin mong anong nangyari sa panahon ni Marcos Jr. At talaga ang maalala ng taong bayan, korupsyon ng flood control. Kaya pilit nilang nililihis ang issue dito sa impeachment trial. Nakakatawa nga kasi milyon ang kanilang akusasyon dito kay BP Sara. Bakit inuna yun? 'Di ba? Dito sa flood control, halos nga umaabot ng trilyon ang korupsyon. Yan ang nakakatawa. Kaya ako maganda itong at least hindi man siya neutral man itong si Nikki Cositeng, pero nakikita ko sa kanya in general, hindi niya nagugustuhan itong style ng administrasyon sa panlilihis nila sa tunay na issue. So ayan guys, no, paki-like, paki-share naman sa mga nanonood ngayon. At sa mga libre kayong mag-comment, mag-react, no, sa inyong opinion. Isulat nyo sa comment section para mabasa natin, okay? Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe, subscribe na po kayo, okay? So ayan, see you in my next video. Have a great day, have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas and God save the Philippines. Bye-bye!